What's going on, guys? My name's Jeff and this is Mad Hatter's Reef, and today we're going to be putting the stand together for my new Waterbox aquarium. What's going on, guys? It's Sunday, and you know what that means. A brand new Mad Hatter's Reef video just for you. And if you're new to what we're doing here, this is where I talk about everything reef tank related. So if you love reef tanks like I do, make sure you smash that subscribe button. So today we're going to be putting together the stand to my new Waterbox aquarium. So let's jump into it. This video might not be an entire walkthrough of setting up the Waterbox cabinet. I have briefly watched a video at Waterbox's YouTube channel on them setting it up. This might be a little bit overkill. Got a screwdriver and a knife to open the box. So one great thing about this cabinet is that it's not that particle board stuff. It's actual plywood that's laminated. So that's going to dramatically increase the strength of the cabinet itself. And that was something that I was really actually very concerned about until I started doing some research on this to figure out what exactly I'm working with here. So wow, it's really clean, very clean. And I'm really impressed with how this is actually packed. They've put a lot of thought into it. A lot of styrofoam throughout it. They have dividers so the laminate doesn't get scuffed up. So apologize in advance if this video is a little bit shaky, but kind of wanted to go through what I had going on here. So as far as instructions go, this is what you got. That's probably an area of opportunity, I would say, going forward, just because you're kind of left to guessing what's going to work and what isn't going to work. So it does tell you, it gives you the diagram of how it should be set up, and then shows you all the pieces, how many of the pieces you should have, plus the hardware. Piece right here with a cutout in the back, that's the top, and that would be in the back where the plumbing comes through on the stand. I kind of went ahead and figured out how this works. This is upside down. This is the bottom of the tank. These little star looking holes, those are actually for the leveling feet. So anytime that you see those, that's what's actually coming in contact with the floor. As far as how this goes, I got that pretty figured out. I understand what that piece is. Over here, these four pieces, you have back walls and then interior support walls. This on the couch, you have the cross beam, and then these panels over here. So these big panels are the side walls, side exterior walls. Sorry about that. And then these ones with the huge notches in them are the doors. So now I'm gonna go through, get all the hardware installed in all the holes, and then see about putting this together. That's where we're at. So there's two different ways that this stand is held together. You have these screws that go in and then they lock into place, and then when you have this locking nut right here, that screw goes into that hole and then that locks it in place. And a lot of furniture that you might buy that's that particle board uses this type of locking mechanism to, you know, hold the furniture together. I will say that it's been a while since I've had that type of furniture and I've used that type of furniture and put it together. I will say that this is probably the highest quality pin, I'll call it, that I have ever used. It's very easy to go in, it goes in very snug, it's solid, it's not going to move, and these guys hold them in place pretty well. So essentially we have our bottom set up right now, and I'm going to go around, and every time there's a hole like that, I'm going to put in one of those. Every time that there's one of these holes that has that plastic threading, I'm going to put in one of these guys and go all the way around. Now, just by looking at how this is panning out, I can see that I have pins here, but I don't have pins here. This is going to be the back of my tank. This is going to be the front of the tank, and these are the sides. So I've gone around and hand tightened all these pins. Now I'm going to go through with the impact and tighten them up. When you're dropping these guys in, there's a little arrow, and that's facing outward. So what that is doing is, so when you put in that pin, then you turn it, it'll lock in that pin. So you always want to have that little arrow facing the hole to the outside. I've just realized that this is not the internal panels, this is the back panels, and these holes on the side are actually for the exterior wall panel that's going to go here. That's what I'm going to do. Alright folks, so we have the Waterbox stand completely done, and we have it in place, we have it leveled, and we have the tank on top. Now at this point, really what I need to focus on is the plumbing aspect of it, but that's going to be another video for another time. But overall, I'm very impressed with the quality that has gone into this build. The cupboard itself is pretty easy to open up. You have these push buttons that open up and they actually shoot the door open. And when the cabinet is closed, it's flush with the tank, so it's really a neat design feature there. As far as the doors themselves, when I first attached them, they were a little bit off kilter. But with these hinges you can make adjustments, and it actually was able to make adjustments on how the doors were hanging. So originally there was a little bit of a connection here, and when they touched there was a little bit of rubbing, a little bit of friction there, and adjusting the top and adjusting the bottom a little bit, I was actually able to make it so they close up just fine. So really easy to use. They have a very strong feel to them. They're very rugged. The one thing that I would note is that this white is probably going to get marked up, just because of it does seem to kind of catch stuff. I have kids, so really this is going to get battle tested. I am a little bit worried about the white getting all marked up with the kids and the dogs, but we'll see how that stands up over time. So now we are underneath the tank, and as you can see, it's a pretty clean design. Pretty wide open. You have enough room for the sump, which is still wrapped in plastic. I'm not going to take the plastic off until it's time to get that plumbed up. Got a little bit of hardware left over. The hinges, definitely like the hinges. I like the fact that you have two on the top to hold the weight of that door, and locks that hold the pins in place. They're all covered up with little plastic inserts, and really makes for a clean finish. Very happy with it. Looking forward. Kind of want to keep going, even though it's kind of getting late in the day. I'm very excited about this build. Definitely going to keep the videos coming, and hopefully we can make some progress and get this thing up and running. Alright folks, that's going to do it for today's video. I want to thank you for joining me. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next Sunday right here with a brand new video. But don't worry, because there's plenty more Mad Hatter Reef videos to go around. Would you look at them? I'd click this one. This one's okay. This one's okay. That one's really good. And a special thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these videos possible.